Hey guys, how the hell are you? Happy new release Friday, and not really a whole hell of a lot of new releases that came out last week. 'Tis the season, just not really a whole heck of a lot of metal stuff that's coming out right around now. That being said, there were two killer releases that came out last week to the point where I honestly was at a loss. I could not figure out which one I wanted to make my album of the week because they were both stupid, crazy, awesome. So, inevitably, I just decided to flip a coin, and therefore, my album of the week is that new digital EP Alone from the band Oni. Now, this is a band that I liked the last record, the one that they came out with on Metal Blade a few years back. I thought it was a good record. I thought it had a really good tone to it. I thought it sounded good. But you definitely got the hint that there was a little bit much going on, and that band maybe just had a little bit of an identity crisis going on. Were they progressive death metal? Were they metalcore? Were they a little genty? Were they progressive at all? Were they, I don't know, were they radio rock even? They had some moments on there. And I feel like this is a band that is kind of finding their footing a little bit. I think even they maybe realized that, hey, our older material was a little all over the place. They consolidated their sound a little bit more, and they kind of arrived at this, which to me sounds like it's a much more focused unit. Yeah, there's still the little progressive death metal tendencies here or there. Yeah, it does tend to veer genty a little bit, but I think we can honestly call this a metalcore band at this point, just with progressive tendencies. So, there's breakdowns, there's catchy sing-along choruses, but at the same time, still retaining that musicianship that we heard on the debut. Just there again, this is a substantially more focused record. Breathe Again is a great example. Fantastic, catchy fucking chorus, really easy to get into. Still with kind of the breakdown double bass patterns on there that any like core fanatic I think would really get into. Dead Inside, Rift, like it's a 5-song EP, but really everything on this 5-song EP is kind of all killer, no filler. Even when they get their least progressive and most Slipknotty, which there's definitely some tendencies on this record, it still absolutely kills. So, hey, kudos to you, Oni, because I think you guys are crossing to a point where you guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I think this digital EP proves it. Special mention, obviously, it's got to go to a release that was right up there with the new Oni digital EP. There again, I really couldn't decide between these two, so I flipped a coin. Oni got it. But I've got to give the special mention to the new Arcona album, The Age of Capricorn. Some absolutely killer, blistering black metal riffage on this record. Right up there with the likes of like Dark Funeral and at its most extreme Mayhem and Immortal. Definitely in that same school. Marduk, it would definitely be in that same school too. Lots of kick-ass screaming on here. The fast blast beats kind of throughout that do not relent whatsoever. Those awesome tremolo-picked black metal riffs that we've come to know and love from the genre. But if anything can be said about this record, it's unrelenting. Every song is just blistering from start to fucking finish, and there's some long goddamn songs on this record. Would it be the most dynamic thing in the genre? Hell the fuck no. Would it be the most easily digestible of the genre? Absolutely not. But is it fucking incredible? Yes, it is. The title track, Age of Capricorn, is absolutely killer. Stellar Inferno, what a kick-ass opening track for this album. But then probably like one of the best black metal closing songs that I've heard in recent memory is at the very, very end of this record, and that would be Grand Manifest of Death. First of all, killer title, but dude, just this is probably the most dynamic of all the tunes on the record. Not to say that it is really all that dynamic, but with the tempo changes and with still keeping the brutality there, I think that this is one of the best examples of this sort of sound. So yeah, I mean this Polish band really, really, really just fucking killed it, and I love this record. So that's it for me. That's all I've got. Who knows if there's going to be anything this next go around? It's really getting close to the end of the year, and there's not really a whole hell of a lot that comes out around this time. For those of you guys that may be interested, please, please, please go to the Arnold Plays Guitar Bandcamp page, because I just posted my 2-song post-black metal EP, A Profound Disdain for Life, under the project name Voided. And, you know, definitely if you get into that sort of stuff, you know, the black metal riffage, but maybe you want something that's just a little bit more dynamic, which seems to be something a lot of people are grabbing a hold of, especially for the second song, then I definitely recommend you check it out, or at least share it to somebody that you think might dig it. It would be immensely appreciated. But thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.